This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, January 7th. I'm here with the OG panel.
Yes.
We got Al, Brandon, Lindsay. I'm Tori. We're all back together again. I love it. We do need to get right to it because tensions with Iran are ratcheting up right now. Here are the reports. There was a deadly stampede during the giant funeral procession. I'm talking millions of mourners grieving for the slain Iranian general. At least 40 people were killed and another 213 people were injured in the stampede. Meantime, the U.S. military, in a huge show of force, launched 52 fully armed stealth fighter jets from a base in Utah. It's what they call an elephant walk. Each jet took off one after the other. That's going to be a total of $4.2 billion worth of U.S. military machinery. Each one cost about $90 million, I believe. And they just came one right after the other. Are y'all scared of an Iranian retaliation, or are you not?
Well, I think this in Utah was an example of a show of force. So that we saw 52 different jets take off, but there were 78 of them total. Like you said, they pack a lot of power. We're also in position in certain cities across the country where if Iran wants to attack us, they wouldn't be able to reach, but we can reach them and in different countries that we have allies in. And so I think at this point we already made the move, and so backing down is kind of like not an option. We would love them to come to the table and be diplomatic, but to imagine Iran doing that is hard to understand, but we have to move forward and kind of come with some kind of peace deal in the Middle East, I think.
Yeah, I'm just worried about these cultural attacks because under the 1949 Geneva Convention, it's considered a war crime. And these are the cultural sites that we're talking about. And I understand that this is war, you know, but at the same time, like we said, it is a war crime. And when you're...
And Trump has stated he might hit
these cultural sites, and that's what you call a cultural cleansing, Tori. It's a tactic to erase a society over time. And when we're talking about this Persian culture, we're talking about Iranian people. Now, this isn't going to destroy a culture. It's going to rally them. So, yes, I am worried. Yes, I am scared. We have the Super Bowl coming up. We have campaigns coming up.
Fair.
We have all types of stuff in New York City, L.A. We're already on a high alert. And I think a lot of American people are on a high alert.
I think Trump is riled up right now, and I think the top Pentagon official did say we're not going to do any cultural cleansing or anything like that. Those were he went behind Trump and said this is what we're not going to do, because
then he doubled down.
That's considered a war crime.
See, this is what I don't want. Confusion when we're hitting a war and assassinations, right? Because I'm worried, as what they said is the Iranians, the Ayatollahs, will have proportional attacks, right? That means they're going to, and I think this will happen, assassinate someone of ours. That's what I'm worried about. Chaos, indecision, Pentagon saying something, the Trump saying another thing. That's what I don't want. An information vacuum.
We're not in a cultural war with Iran, right? We don't have a problem with their culture. We have a problem with the terrorists there that have been supplying weapons.
And they're going to have a problem with our government, though.
Right, but so attacking their culture shouldn't even be on the table.
I agree, but I don't think Trump does.
I don't know. You know, I look and I see that, you know, so we have 78. Did you say we have 78 fighters?
Yeah,
78 fighters just in Utah.
Right, just in Utah, and they're $90 million. Am I the only one that thought, like, what if we had 77 and we just took care of the city of Flint?
Yeah.
What about that? We never have money when it's time to pay teachers or take care of the vets, but, you know, we have money just, you know, show of force.
I always think about that.
That's interesting.
It's a good point to make.
Maybe 77.
That's a good point. Well, we're going to move on because Megyn Kelly is going viral. Well said, Al. Because of a Twitter back and forth with Colin Kaepernick over the killing of Soleimani, the Iranian general. I'm going to tell you a little story so you get it. On Saturday, Kaepernick tweeted, "There's nothing new about American terrorist attacks against black and brown people for the expansion of American imperialism." Megyn Kelly tweeted back, "Because everything is racist. Everything. Even fighting back against terrorists who kill Americans." That's when filmmaker Ava DuVernay jumped in, telling Megyn, "Shame on you." Then Kelly replied, "No, I will not be shamed over calling out bull bleep claims of racism, which undermine the legitimate claims. Killing a terrorist is not about skin color. It's about protecting our country." That's when DuVernay replied with this, saying, "Educate yourself before you talk about racism and legitimate claims. You sound like what you are, ignorant, attention-seeking, and desperate." And then this ending was great. "That will be all." It's like a Miranda Priestley, "That will be all." I think what Kaepernick was saying, and agree with me or not, is that we have a history of going in, taking over brown people in terms of imperialism, and that led to a lot of "they're bad, we're good," which eventually led to the fighting that we have now. Is that what you guys got from that?
Well, I think that it's a question worth asking. Even when I read Kaepernick's tweet, I was like, let me think about how I feel about this. I think it's a question worth asking, but nobody wants to hear it from Megyn Kelly because she already was on the wrong side side of history with the blackface statements. And so coming from her, automatically everybody's on the defense. But I think she's just asking, if we're killing somebody who's killed and has 100 American bodies on their hands based on them sending out people and saying, yes, go do this and being the go-to person for all those attacks, are we wrong for attacking them? And I think that some people are on the side of, including myself, that we are better off without him in the world, but now what? I don't, like we talked about before, what's the plan moving forward?
Right, is there chaos? I also don't like the way the process it was done. We're not a monarchy. You can't just say, kill someone, assassinate. We are a checks and balances democracy, and I think it wasn't done the right way.
What Colin Kaepernick did is what the Dixie Chicks did back in 2003 when they came out and they spoke out against George Bush in the Iraqi war. Remember, they were blackballed for that. So I see Megyn Kelly being that American patriot that's been brainwashed by American history. We could talk about American imperialism and the geopolitical entrance that we've kind of implemented on different countries and societies. But at the same time, you think of Toby Keith's song when we're talking about these American patriots. He's got a song called Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. He says, you'll be sorry that you mess with the US of A because we'll put a boot in your but it's the American way. And that's how a lot of people are thinking when it comes to these wars and American interests, Al. And it's kind of, that's why we're so divided on, we're talking about cultural sites or should we go to war right now. We're so divided on, some people don't want to go and some people are like, we'll kick your butt.
You lose everybody when you start using the word we. It's never we. It's always them. They're going to war. Right. You're going to sit here and write. I mean, I'm sure Toby Keith wrote that when he was a young man. Hey, the Blackhawks over there, Toby. Why is he now? You're over here writing songs, tough guy. Where are you at? You're at your concert counting your money. That's fine. Everybody wants to talk about we and them. It's always them when we're sending 20-year-olds to go watch their friends get killed. It's always, watch what we do. It's never we. The people watching the show is not we. It's not us. We're just talking. We're running our mouth because we don't have a dog in this fight. You know who does? The people that crashed the website to see if they were going to be drafted. That's who has a dog in this fight. So before we start talking, I don't want to listen to any other 40-year-olds talk about this. I want to talk to 20-year-olds or people that are on their
17-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
Talk to people on their third deployment. I don't want to hear anything from anybody watching the show or on this panel. I don't want to hear none from y'all because we have no dog in this fight.
But we can always pray for our servicemen and women who are going over there too.
And
of course, and I'd like to hear from them.
And as a citizen,
not Toby Keith.
Right, but I can vote.
Who's in a private jet.
Very true. We've made Al salty. All right. Well, TV is.
Why did you do that?
I didn't
I wouldn't go say.
You know what? I had an iced coffee this morning. I didn't have a hot coffee.
He's really upset that he had iced coffee. Let's just
Can we get Al coffee?
Let's get Al. Al got an iced coffee, and it's messed with his mind because he likes a hot beverage.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we got that taken care of.
Caffeinated. I stepped out of my lane and see what happened.
Sorry, Your Majesty.
I'm yelling at Toby Keith. I'm sorry.
You are. Okay. TV's most
Go America,
Toby Keith's like, I didn't do anything. TV's most popular judge, Judge Judy, is back to president for the very first time, and it's Michael Bloomberg. Check out this new TV ad in his favor.
Mike Bloomberg has done amazing things and will be a truly great president. No one comes close to Mike Bloomberg's executive achievement, government experience, and impactful philanthropy. His steady leadership will unite our country and bring us through these very challenging times.
Okay, so some people were giggling in the meeting and all that. I'm not sure we're all aware, and I was not aware, of the influence Judge Judy has. She is by far and away the most watched daytime personality consistently over a decade.
Are you just figuring this out? You're on daytime TV right now.
Okay, I thought Judge Judy was cool. Excuse me.
You think like who's watching that?
That's Judge Judy is some up and comer.
No,
she's been on for 23 years.
I thought like 10 years ago was the hype, but she's consistently stayed there. So does this make
She's doing okay. Can we get Tori a graph or a bar graph for Tori?
Who's bigger, her or Dr. Phil?
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy is huge. Man.
She's the most watched show in daytime.
She's like crushing buildings like Godzilla. She's killing it.
Well, Taylor Swift is huge, and remember when she came out endorsed, I forget who she endorsed for Tennessee governor or whatever.
Right.
They remember there was a rise in people.
Do you think this will be Judge Judy? There will be a rise for Judge Judy?
Well, I think Judge Judy's not your classic entertainer, right? She's somebody with a voice that's distinguished, that people listen to, right? She's a judge of reason, and she's said for 50 years she stayed out of politics on a national stage. She always voted, or on a public stage, and this time she felt like it was necessary for her to speak about Bloomberg. Wow. And she thinks he's the only one that could bring people together and get some kind of bipartisan support or some kind of support from independents, unlike a lot of the candidates on the stage who are extremely stern in their views on the Democratic side.
I think this will help him. I think it will, and you need a coffee.
Can't
All right.
hurt.
Okay. I know, I haven't heard anything about it. A new study has found that bustier women suffer from colds longer. Oh my God, look at that graphic. With women than with smaller cup sizes. The reason has to do with leptin, a hormone found in fat cells in the breasts that reduce the body's ability to fight off illnesses.
Are ratings that bad on DBL?
Oh my God.
Is this what we got to put up to get people to look?
This is supposed to be DBL after dark.
What's happening up here?
I was born with
kids are watching.
we need an X rating. I was born with beautiful, wonderful. Thank you to my grandmother, my
Oh,
mother.
and I got my coffee.
Hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
Is it the coffee or is it what was just showing on
I need a
TV?
distraction from that. I need cold water now.
Wow, you got it from our executive producer.
Yeah, that's nice. I've never
All right, so Tori,
I have beautiful, and I'm very thankful of chest, and I do suffer from much longer chest colds, and now I'm understanding why, and I feel I can complain more. Huh?
I feel that I'm probably never going to get sick based on the current makeup happening over here.
Have you heard of this? Has Big Mama ever said this? Has your mom ever said this? I'm going to stop talking.
You should stop.
I was very confused
I
about
have a little fun fact. So if you have double A's, you were sick for 3 days. If you have an F, you're sick for 8 days on average.
8.3 days.
Yeah, so I didn't want to.
I'll be out for a week and a half. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, DBL is coming up. We're talking with Michelle Monaghan, the star of the new religious thriller Messiah on Netflix. I'm hearing awesome things about the show, why it's one of the most provocative shows ever made. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Should learning about the LGBTQ community be mandatory in middle school? We're sharing your comments on the controversial curriculum coming up next.
Hi, DBL Nation. Happy Tuesday. Kelly Schubert here, the DBL digital team. I'm going to guide you to the desk. Let's go this way to our nearest exit. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How's it going up here?
Kelly, where is your exit?
Disembodied.
Hey, Kelly, where's the exit row?
I already did that.
I can see
Guys,
faces.
can we just point out Kelly's chic outfit?
Michael Dean.
I just led them to the post. Here they are. It's your nearest exit.
I can see that.
But she's not like a maid. She's not
American
united with those
Airlines.
colors. She's more like
She's like United Colors of
like
Benetton.
No, she's Emirates. She's Emirates.
Yeah. I need a fancy
Emirates is when you
hat.
get like a full body massage.
Yeah.
My
Okay,
dad
I'm
went on
not doing
British
that
Air
very much.
and got a massage in the air.
Are you talking about massage like as far as
In the air.
legitimately?
A vessel.
My dad got a massage on British Airlines. On their first class, there's a masseuse.
British Airways, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so kidding.
That's amazing.
He goes, if you guys don't know, Chris, who is wonderful at fixing things, goes, I don't need the disembodied part. We can show a face.
Oh, we're not on
It was
TV
just
right
like a lot of it.
That was weird.
Looking good, Kelly. First class, Kelly. Scarf on today. Did Jeray choose it?
Can I just say this? And I
She's
want
Southern,
all
y'all.
of
She's
you
Southern.
to know this. Travis, you could put the camera on Kelly. Kelly, you got the Peloton how long?
Oh my God, stop.
I'm
Like
dead serious.
2 weeks.
Okay, and like honestly, there's a light in you.
Yep.
You're exciting, and that's the thing with exercise. I think everybody is like, oh, I'm not seeing results, or I'm not doing. It's like you just feel better.
oh, I
Like I
feel
can
much
see it in your
better.
face.
Yeah.
You feel
I feel
better.
so much better, for sure.
And that's what happened with Patty, our executive producer. I remember she's the one that got me into Soul Cycle. She'd be like, I don't feel any difference, and then like a week
just
ago,
looked different,
she was
didn't
just
she?
like, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, wow, like
Yep.
if you stick with
And
it,
I'm only doing 20 minutes a day, so it's not like I'm doing
Yeah,
anything
so-
crazy. It's 20 minutes a day. Anyone can do 20 minutes a day.
That inspiration that you got, you put it on me. Because
Yay,
remember,
me too, I
yesterday
worked
was
out
my
last
first day
yesterday.
back in the gym. I didn't want to do it, but Kelly and Leo, the whole fit
Yeah,
club.
Leo's been doing great.
they've been
I worked
recording.
out.
We
Leo's
gotta
been on
get
it.
back
I worked out
down
with
there.
Bob
Gotta
Brooks
get
for the
back down
first
there.
time ever because of you guys.
I almost got
I haven't worked out all year, but I'm gonna get with it.
7
Mom,
days.
Mom, she's gonna work out, Mom. Don't worry, we got this.
Because all we're doing is going up and up, tipping the
Remember what your
scale.
mama said?
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host. Al has his coffee.
Yes.
We're feeling much better up here. It's time for Fifth Host. Soon, all New Jersey students will be required to learn about the history and impact of the LGBTQ community. The curriculum goes into effect statewide in the fall and will be mandatory starting in middle school. Education officials say this will boost awareness and inclusivity, but some parents are concerned it will lead to unnecessary conversations about sex. So, DBL Nation, we need to know from you, should LGBTQ studies be mandatory?
Okay, Hey, Paula from Facebook says, this goes against many religious beliefs. Teach students the basics, English, reading, and arithmetic. Anything else should require parental approval. And from what I read, this is about historical actions and strides that have been taken in the LGBT community. So things like don't ask, don't tell are going to be taught in schools and taught in every single school in that New Jersey community. So I don't think anything's wrong with learning the history of this country. It's not about sex at all.
Right, because don't ask, don't tell is like a policy issue.
Right, we're talking about policy and everything is like
Legal
historically
issue.
relevant issues that have to do with how they made strides. So I don't
understand.
I think people are misunderstanding what's happening.
Yeah, read the research. Marcos from YouTube says LGBTQ history is not only a part of American history, it's world history. The fight for equality is something that every student should recognize. I'm with you, Marco, because back in 1926, there was this little thing called Negro History Week, and now we have Black History Month, which is celebrated not only in Canada, UK, but other parts of the world. It's about the contributions that these people have given to, like you said, world history. So way to do your research, sir or ma'am.
Marcos is a man, I think.
Hey, you never
You're
know these
absolutely right. I
days.
apologize.
Or they.
Definitely
or
forgot
they.
the name.
Yeah, he forgot the name. He just said that. Yeah, you're right.
Sir or man.
That was good, Brandon. You covered that well, and Tori called you out. That was more Tori than you.
Thank you.
All right, Charlotte, I love that name. Charlotte from Facebook says, this is not what kids are sent to school for. There is no need for this course. Charlotte, that's your opinion, and you know, unfortunately, I don't know if I can agree with you on that. I mean, you can't tell history without the impact of the LGBT community involved. I'm a big war buff, and I mean, I don't know if you know, like the movie, what was the name of it, where the guy figured out how to sink the German subs. He was an Englishman.
Alan Turing.
Yes,
Alan,
come on, Tori.
the code
yes,
one. Anyone?
Yes. Anyway, he figured out how to get the German subs, and he was a gay man, and he was actually pardoned posthumously because he was imprisoned.
Code Talker, is that it?
Yes, no, it wasn't Code Talker, but he was in prison and he was lobotomized. But then they apologized. The English government did later. So there's a lot of apologizing to do, and we might have lost World War II. Yeah, the Imitation Game.
That
Thank
was
you.
it.
There we go.
Yeah, so we would have lost World War II without that information.
And also J. Edgar Hoover. People said that he was gay.
He was a cross-dresser,
he had a movie out with Leonardo DiCaprio playing him. So we're celebrating his history. People should know that.
All right, well, Tracy from YouTube says, I wish this was enforced when I was in school. It would have made me more confident and possibly more accepted by my peers. Thank you, Tracy, from coming from a point of view of an LGBTQ person. This was mandatory in my school. I know I went to a hippy-dippy school, but a lot of my gay friends, a lot of them, wouldn't have experimented and done stuff to self-harm had they just been introduced to their history as a people, as representatives, of winners, of losers, as their part in history. A lot of them felt they were never discussed and therefore they didn't exist. So I think we can do better.
Well said.
Coming up on DBL, I'm talking with the star of the thought-provoking new Netflix show Messiah, why it's not like anything you've seen before, when DBL returns.
Brandon had a lot of great points today, and he would like to know if he's getting any love from the online community. He thinks if you agree with his point, let him know. He looks at these comments religiously, stares, and never sees his name and feels so sad about it.
Sometimes,
mind you, he needs to engage and write back.
No, yesterday, Stephen George. Stephen, you watching today? Yeah, you watching it. Yesterday, you're like, oh, that was dumb. That was dumb, B. London. Ha, 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 ha. But today, I'm spinning those cold facts.
And he wants
y'all
some
don't
praise.
want to write in on that.
He wants some praise for that.
It lets you know that they don't like it when B. London is kicking those facts. They just like it when I'm talking that craziness.
He wants some
Tori gave
comments.
me comments. I would like DBL Nation. And then there's this one lady who's always in my DMs telling me, Brandon, your arrogance is, and Brandon, you're immature, Brandon. I'm like, dang. I don't want to call her out, but she's like, I'm never going to watch the show again. She's been telling me this for about 3 months.
You got to say what you genuinely believe, and then you don't have to worry about what anybody else saying anything back to you.
But they don't like it when I kick those facts.
Do you hear what's happening?
F-A-X.
Does anybody hear what's happening?
Facts.
Brandon, he wants to be praised on YouTube for his good facts today. And no one wrote in and said, Brandon, wow.
4-line bars. Okay. If you guys don't know, Brandon's a famous rapper with 4-line bars. He throws his bars pretty much every day. But 2020, we're going to get him to 6 lines.
1-800-290-8144. 4. There's no cost to order. 2. All of that.
Welcome back to DBL. Now that Friends is officially gone from Netflix, sad tear, you need a new show to binge. So you're in luck because the streaming service just added Messiah. It's everywhere on my Netflix. It is getting so much good press. It stars Michelle Monaghan. You might know her from the Mission Impossible movies and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Well, can a show about religion and politics not offend people? Michelle thinks so. Check it out. Welcome, Michelle, to Daily Blast Live. Now, the holidays are over, but you're looking super festive, as is my lipstick. But we do have to ask, there's always a discussion about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But we want to know your opinion. Is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang a Christmas movie?
It is.
Thank you.
It is a Christmas movie.
Okay, thank you.
We didn't mean it for it to be a Christmas movie,
So
but it
it
is. You know, it's made the Christmas list for the last few years now. It's a fun Christmas movie.
Good. We got your seal of approval. I'm putting it in the list. So let's talk about your new Netflix show, Messiah. I'm super interested.
We don't know who he's associated with. He could be creating an army, or he could be leading them to their death.
Are you worried that a show about a new Messiah could actually offend religious viewers, especially since you starred in The Path on Hulu, which was all about a cult? So you seemingly pick these bold religious shows.
I'm so excited about this series specifically because it does represent a multitude of perspectives. You know, this isn't a series that purports to be biased over one religious or one belief system over the other. In fact, it's all about looking inward and about your own projections into the world. You know, one of the major drivers for me to do the show was that it was provocative and not offensive. I would never do anything that I felt would offend any group of people ever. So the character actually never calls himself the Messiah. It's everybody else's projections of him.
Interesting.
And I think that's really telling.
All right, Michelle, what is the best way to watch Messiah? Should we binge it? Should we go slow? Should we watch it with friends, alone?
I think one of the most important things that you can do with this show is to watch it with other people because it is provoking a conversation and a much needed conversation. I think we can all agree that we live in really divisive times. I think the most important thing is it allows the viewers to put themselves in someone else's shoes across the world.
Which is why I like to binge watch shows that at least have some substance. And you're a good picker. Does that make sense? I think you're a good picker.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You grew up in a tiny Iowa town. Who did you act alongside that made you just like, oh my gosh, this is the most starstruck I've ever been?
I had one scene with Richard Gere in one of my very first films called Unfaithful. And I remember, you know, we finished my first day and Richard Gere gave me the thumbs up. And I still to this day, I'm like, Richard Gere gave me the thumbs up.
Dude, that's
you know?
awesome.
And at that point, I wasn't quite sure if it was something that I wanted to pursue for sure, but I was like, well, if Richard Gere is giving me
It's good enough
the
for
thumbs
Gere.
up, I'm going to give it a shot at least.
Totally, that's
right?
amazing. Great story.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being a good picker and a smart woman. Thanks again.
Thank you, Tori.
Thumbs up back at you, Michelle. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, but you might know me at Jeray for the Slay on all social media platforms. So today we're talking about skin that slays. And today's question actually came from a viewer who asked, how do I create a skincare regimen? Now, this is actually really popular, guys. A lot of people don't know how to create their skincare regimen or routine. So I put together a simple 6-step for a twice-a-day skincare routine, okay? Now, for morning or daytime, you wanna start your day off with cleansing / toning. Now, I put a slash there because not everyone needs to overly cleanse their skin morning and night. Some people are better off just toning in the morning. With doing more of a cleanse or tone in the morning, you want to make sure that you're not over-processing your skin in the daytime. This is going to mean that your skin feels dry or overly irritated when you cleanse in the morning. Maybe when you're doing that, you instead want to move over to a toner. So step 1 is cleanse or tone in the morning. Figure out what your skin likes better. Now step 2 is going to be applying an eye cream. My favorite for daytime is a tinted eye cream. And these guys are great for making sure that you're concealing slightly without having to wear full concealer underneath your eye. Sometimes we're just going day to day or running to the grocery store real quick and you want that quick pick-me-up. Now, number 3 is going to be utilizing a serum in your skincare routine. These guys are great for really giving you that vitamin of nutrient that you need for that change in your skin. So sometimes you're using a retinol, sometimes a vitamin C, or sometimes a vitamin E serum to really boost up your skin regimen in general. Second to last, we're going to be looking at a moisturizer, something to really emulsify and hydrate your skin to make sure that your skin is looking its best and most hydrated that it can possibly look and be and feel that way too. And last but not least, you want to go ahead and put on some SPF for your daytime. Now this can be in your daytime moisturizer, but the best way to have some sun protection is going to be utilizing a separate SPF. So some great ones out there is the Pierre Thomas Roth powder, maybe Skin Science, and a lot more out there. Now, if you guys have more questions, feel free to write in at Jure for the Slay on all social media platforms. And while you're there, go ahead and follow, click a like or two, and I'll holla back at you, boo. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Ow. I'm going to break this down.
Ouch. Yeah.
Ouch and ow. I'm sorry.
For the step, we need it.
Sorry.
All right. Obviously, our fifth host got a lot of people fired up talking about should we talk about LGBTQ human beings in our history, which I think we should. And Kim says that she agrees with me. She totally supports it. And Mark is the other way. Mark says absolutely not. It should not be an elective. This won't end well. So that's pretty interesting.
That seems like a threat. That's odd.
But are we still okay with saying that Christopher Columbus discovered America and all these other lies of American culture? I don't know.
No, it's so interesting where history starts in school anyway. It doesn't start from like it doesn't start from slavery, and that's when you start learning Black history.
That's exactly
there's a lot of issues with the way that
my teacher in Michigan taught me that I'll never forget. He said, remember this, Ralph Williams, he's a great professor. He said, history is always written by the winners. Yeah. You don't ever see it from the loser's side of view. That's one point of view. That is not everybody's point of view. So keep that in mind when you filter through what you're learning.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ralph.
Way to go, Ralph. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. We're all fighting an uphill battle you know nothing about, so be good.
Mm-hmm.